Welcome to the online orientation for CISN 490 Network Help Desk Practicum. This is our IT capstone course. My name is Lance Parks. I am the instructor for this course. I have been teaching for over 20 years at CRC. I'm especially excited about this course because it's less technical than most of our courses. And ironically, this course tends to excite employers the most because it's not just the technical skill sets, but the soft skill sets are important as well. And this course goes over more of the soft skill sets. For example, how to handle an angry user versus a user who doesn't give you answers to any of their questions. Right now, I want to go over the syllabus and Canvas. It should take about 30 minutes. Feel free to pause and restart the orientation as needed. Let's jump to the syllabus. It's right here. You can download it here, but it's always available in Canvas. My office hours are online only, Monday through Thursday, late morning, around 10:30 to noon. You can reach me by sending me an email at my email address right here. It does help if you put CISN 490 in the email, so I know which course you're talking about. Or you can send me a message by chat over here. I'll show you that in a minute. Plus Messenger, which is Canvas email over here in the inbox. Either way, I check those at least a few times a day, Monday through Thursday, and sometimes even after that. The textbook is required, but it is an older textbook. Because it's less technical, the textbook does not get updated as frequently. So you can purchase the textbook at the bookstore for around $45, but you can also rent it at the publisher, and you should have received a couple links for Amazon in my introductory announcement. Either way, you shouldn't pay more than $50 for this textbook. Renting is fine. Just make sure the rental is for the entire semester. Sometimes the rental default might be 3 or 4 months, and that's not long enough. You need to go through May. To save time, I'm not going to read everything from the course description and the objectives, but this course looks at a help desk environment, which is for a lot of people in IT, the first job they will receive. It helps them with communication skills, troubleshooting, supporting problems. We'll learn the functions of a help desk, how to support the standards, etc. A lot of things taught in this course are not taught in any of our other courses. Again, to save time, I'm not going to read all the objectives, but I do encourage you to read these to get a better understanding of what we're going to cover. It's a lot. Student obligations. Each chapter does have a quiz. You can take the quiz up to 3 times to improve your score. The quizzes are open book and open notes, but they are password protected. I hide the password for each quiz in my lecture material that you're expected to view, and I do show you in another video what the access code or password is for the first quiz. So I help you find it. I try to make it fairly easy to see it, but the reason I hide it is to help ensure students are looking at my lecture material, not just reading the book. Once again, you can take the quizzes up to 3 times to improve your score. Each chapter also has hands-on activities or projects. The exact number depends on the chapter. I do have a handout in Canvas that will identify which hands-on activities you need to work on and how many. It's critical you look at this document because you might not do enough or you might do the wrong one. I often let students choose the hands-on activity that interests them the most, but sometimes I do select ones I think are important and very necessary to complete. There are 4 case projects. The case project is something that is done for every 4 chapters. You pick one case project and you essentially do a 3-page paper double-spaced. Discussion board is an important way for us to communicate with each other. So for each chapter, I expect students to post 1 question and 1 answer to a question, minimum, to receive full credit. There are exceptions, such as your introduction. You only have to post once. The final is a PowerPoint presentation highlighting common computer problems. It's only about, I want to say, 17 slides long. It's not terribly tricky, but based on employer feedback, we hear that it's important for students to be able to explain how they've supported some different computer problems. And the final exam is to help with that. Due dates are Monday by noon, 12 p.m. I've had other due dates, Sunday midnight, etc. Problem with due dates at midnight, I'll get emails at 11 p.m. asking for help, and I'm already in bed. Mondays at noon, I'm up in the morning, I can get those emails answered. But understand, late work is not accepted unless it's a doctor's note. So if you are really sick, get a doctor's note, and I will allow a few more days for you to get work turned in. But there's a lot of flexibility in this course. So I do expect most of you to be able to turn in your assignments, even if you get a little sick or get tied up at work or with your family. There's a lot of flexibility. And there's also a lot of extra credit points up for grabs. The thing about online courses, it does require a lot of self-motivation. I will post videos. I will send you announcements. I will send you other messages. I will provide you feedback. I will see you in the discussion boards. We might even chat in the chat room. But the bottom line is you need to sit down and work on these chapters. You get about 1 month to complete 3 chapters. The chapters can take about 6 to 8 hours to finish. Now, this is including reading the ebook or textbook if you buy paper, reviewing the slides, taking the quizzes, projects, everything. So what I recommend is set aside 3 to 4 hours, maybe twice a week, and turn off your phone or turn it on silent. put it aside so you can focus just on this course. Keep in mind, some chapters will take longer than others. So some weeks it might only take 3 or 4 hours. Other weeks it might take 7, 8, or 9 hours to complete a chapter. So just be prepared for that. Canvas, in addition to the website, I do like Canvas on your mobile device. You can download it and use it on your phone, for example. I only use the discussion board on my mobile device because it's so easy to get around it that way. Evaluation is done by percentages, not necessarily by points. The discussion boards, which are easy points, 20% of your overall grade for the course. So everyone should get a 20% A for that. All you have to do, remember, 1 question, 1 answer per chapter typically. The quizzes, 20%. Hands-on projects, 20%. Case projects, 20%. And then the final exam is also 20%, and that's that presentation. Here's our schedule. Remember, I said it's flexible. So chapters 1, 2, and 3, and then you get a flex week to get caught up. So they're not due until February 24th. 4, 5, 6, March 24th. You get the idea, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 11, and 12. And you still get a flex week at the end for that. And then get your presentation done the last few days of the semester, which actually is on a Thursday, May 22nd. So your presentation and a discussion board review are due on a Thursday, that last week of class. But the nice thing about the flexibility is you can maybe get a little tied up, like I said earlier, 1 week, and you'll have hopefully time to get caught up. This is also spring recess this week. Keep that in mind. If you really want to take the week off, that's fine. Just get your work done the week it's scheduled. Let's take a look at Canvas. The home page will always have the current chapter or what we're working on that particular week. My contact information is here. A computer lab that you can come work on campus is also here. What days and times they're open. Assignments that are coming up due are over here. Then recent announcements will show up at the top. I don't really recommend you use the assignments to do the assignments, but it's just a nice reminder to see how they are each worth 20% of your overall grade. Now, for example, the career ladder, which is extra credit, it's due January 27th. Those 20 points go towards your case project group. So they help boost your grade for that. Discussion board, Black History Month assignment for extra credit boosts your discussion board points. Here's another extra credit that will boost your hands-on project points. And they're due different weeks in the class. All right. The chat room, once again, good place to post questions, but this is a public space. Anyone in the class can see what you post in the chat room. So never post anything personal or private here. Save that for Canvas Messenger or the inbox over here to the left. But if you have a general question about an assignment or a due date or a topic or concept. You can post it here, and then everyone can see it and maybe benefit from my answer. Chat room is optional. It is not graded. Discussion boards are graded. My post welcoming you to the class. You can reply here or here. You can give people a thumbs up. That's not considered a response, by the way. That's just optional. But your introduction, please share your name, reason for taking the course, any favorite hobbies, sports you want to share. Do you want to share anything you did over the winter break? You may do that as well. Even though you only have to post once for this discussion board, please read all of the posts so you can get to know the class. Check the gradebook periodically to make sure everything is correct. I can't tell you how many times I'll get a student at the end of the class have issues with the gradebook that goes back months. So don't let that happen to you. Periodically check on it and make sure that everything looks good. There's no bad questions. One thing I want to point out about the gradebook, this calculating based only on graded assignments, this can be a little deceptive, because if you skip assignments and they have not been assigned the grade of 0 yet, at the end of the course, they will be, and your grade could go down. So sometimes it's good just to deselect that and see your actual grade in the class based on everything. Assignments you've turned in, assignments you haven't turned in. Usually by the end of the course, your grade shouldn't change too much because I've zeroed out the assignments that were skipped. But until I do that, it might be a little deceptive. Most of your time will be spent under the modules. If you post videos with each chapter, please let me know if any of the links don't work. As you can imagine, I could check them every week, and then the next week one can go bad. I think they're a good way to introduce that week's chapter, often with a little humor. So Nick Burns comes from Saturday Night Live. It was a while ago, but when they were poking fun at IT support, basically, this should download a Word doc that should have a link in YouTube that you can actually watch the video I'm talking about. Now, I can't play the video now because it will get flagged for copyright purposes, but I encourage you to watch those videos. They're often humorous, but they give us a good thing to talk about when we're starting up that week's chapter. You can post any thoughts you have in the discussion board. More information on how to rent the ebook. The first set of assignments that are due, your orientation quiz, which I'll show you in a minute. I've already showed you the discussion board, and your career ladder, which is worth extra credit, but it can really boost that assignment. You want to build a simple career ladder, 6 steps. That's it. Here's the document. You can download it right there. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you. The thing I often find with a lot of students, and even myself when I was in college, A lot of times somebody knows what they want to do or be, but they don't really know what it takes to get there. This assignment is meant for you to think about what steps are needed for you to get that dream job of yours. It doesn't matter what's at the top, but just think about. So remember, you're starting down here at step 1. So this could be your certificate or degree at CRC. And, maybe you got a certificate, then you get a degree, and then you get a help desk job. And then what job do you think you might come after the help desk, like an analyst? And then what's sort of your ideal job here at the top? As long as the boxes are filled out and they make some sense, you're going to get the points. I'm not really looking for one answer because everyone's journey is going to be different. But start thinking about what is it going to take to get this job? Sometimes people want a job, but they require a PhD or a master's. Well, then these steps need to include that. This is optional. I do encourage you to do it because it's pretty easy points. I have a whole video on chapter 1, so I'm going to save time and not go over that. When you get ready to start chapter 1, please watch the video. It's really important. I do have a PDF of chapter 1, so before you get your ebook, you can get started on chapter 1. Here is the video for chapter 1, and then here is my lecture for chapter 1. Again, I'm not going to click anything because I have a whole video that goes over all of this. Here's your discussion board, your quiz, hands-on project, and then I show you all of that. And then if you want to do projects as a group, I have a video and I show you how to do that. Case-based project. And then our extra credit Black History Month project is due at the end of February. But again, watch this video for chapter 1. So what I want to do now is go over the orientation quiz. It can only be taken once, but it is worth extra credit. So what's the minimum number of times you should post something in the discussion board unless told otherwise? 2 times. Do I check my email over the weekends? No. Remember, I only really check email and messages Monday through Thursdays. So if you send me a message on Saturday, I most likely won't respond until Monday. When are the assignments due? Monday by noon. Purchasing or renting the textbook is optional. That's false. It is required. And, well, okay. You can put false, but I might have to correct your grade. I need to probably change that. It's a bad question. But anyway. Hopefully you'll get the full 25 points, and that can help boost your scores. I do have to go in and change the grades for that assignment. Let's see. It does help boost your quiz grade, but after the due date, I will go in and make sure everyone gets the points for their extra credit. It's not done automatically as extra credit. All right. This will list all the people. Also have group information. If you want to join a group, you can join one of these groups for working on the hands-on projects. You can try to do it remotely or meet at Starbucks, something like that. I don't recommend you ever meet at someone's house. meet at a public place, meet at the school. But the point of this is with the hands-on projects, you can work on them as a group and turn in the same project as a group. Make sure all your names are on the assignments, and each of you have to turn them in. So if Mary, Mark, and John worked on it together, all three names should be on it, and Mary, Mark, and John each need to turn it in Canvas. Case-based projects have to be done alone. This is just for the hands-on. Syllabus again, and then for all the services from library, student support, etc., are available here. So remember, there are 3 assignments to get done the first week. Other than that, thank you for your time. I hope you really enjoy the course. And don't forget, I'm here to help you. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and ask. Have a good day.